Let's welcome in the powerhouse panel. Alex, Sarah, we'll see you in just a little bit. We start with former New York Congresswoman and Independent Women's Forum Chair Nan Hayworth is with us. Project 21 National Advisory Board member Christopher Arps is back here with us this morning, and the CEO of Chickasaw Bank and Oklahoma Transportation Commissioner T.W. Shannon, also a sometime guest host here on Wake Up America and Wake Up America Weekend. T.W., hope you had your microphone up because you're getting, everyone loves you. Everyone's laying it on thick this morning.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a thrill to get to do it. It's way harder than it looks, I tell anybody. But all I kept doing while I was there, I don't know if you can see that or not, is what would Rob do? That's all I kept asking myself. What would Rob Finnerty do? And it got me through the morning.
See?
And your team is great because they're so professional. They make anybody look good. I was able to get through it, and I had a blast doing it. It was awesome.
On both sides of the camera, by the way. Always got to say that. It's the behind-the-scenes team that makes it happen. They make the magic happen. They just wind us up in the morning, and then we just come out here. All right, I want to quickly, we're going to talk more about the anniversary of January 6th. I've got Kash Patel coming up on the show, and who better to talk about that. So we're going to get into that with the panels a little bit more this morning, but I want to talk about COVID madness and then people abandoning the Democratic Party. Quickly, this is just an example as we go through this Omicron variant. And if you're a Newsmax viewer, and if you're a viewer of us here on Wake Up and a fan, you know that we've been saying this for more than a year, and we've been calling out some of just the craziness and things that don't make sense from the party and the people that claim to follow the science. Let's put up a CNN headline. This is from August 25th. And this was trying to incentivize people to get vaccinated. If you remember in New York City, Bill de Blasio, the former mayor, was passing out cheeseburgers. But Krispy Kreme is doubling down on its popular free donut promotion for customers vaccinated against COVID-19. Now, fast forward to just a couple days ago. This is from January the 3rd. Again, same source, CNN. People who are overweight or obese are at a much higher risk of much more severe disease and even death from COVID-19. And now one study suggests that losing weight can reduce your risk. If you are a Newsmax viewer, pat yourself on the back. TW, we have literally been saying that for more than a year. Dr. Fauci doesn't address this. People that are overweight, dare we say, we always use the word obese. You don't have to necessarily be obese, but if you are a healthy person and you exercise and you have a good diet, your likelihood of having severe COVID are diminished significantly. CNN just choosing to address that now in 2022, TW.
Yeah, it's fascinating. The left has done this for a long time, Rob. Instead of talking about health, they talk about health care. Instead of talking about COVID prevention, they're only talking about vaccines. The science is clear. The healthier you are, the healthier the population, the better chance we have at getting rid of this virus and moving past it. But unfortunately, the only focus that Dr. Fauci and Joe Biden have is on the vaccines and how that supports, frankly, Big Pharma. But the reality is, I like a lot what Rand Paul said the other day. He said the way that Omicron has evolved, it's starting to look a lot like nature's own natural vaccine, developing natural immunity. That's something else the left doesn't talk about, natural immunity and its superiority to even the vaccine. Well,
and numerous studies suggest that if you've had COVID, that's the most powerful immunity, and more than 50 million Americans have had COVID. Another 200+ million Americans are fully vaccinated. Rochelle Walensky, by the way, I thought this was good news. Rochelle Walensky did say yesterday that the definition of fully vaccinated in the U.S. will remain at 2 doses. Now, we're saving the soundbite because if 3 weeks from now or 3 months from now they course correct, we're going to have to address that. But she said that yesterday. I want to show you something, Christopher Arps. This is Yale, the Yale Daily News, which is the newspaper on the campus of Yale University, one of the most liberal higher educational institutions in our country. So just bear with me here. Yale announced its plans for the start of spring semester in an afternoon email. Students can return to campus anytime between Jan 14th and February 4th. They must quarantine in their dorms, except to pick up food and test until they receive results of an arrival test, if that makes any sense. It went on to say Yale instituted a campus-wide quarantine until February the 7th, which, by the way, today's January the 6th. We're talking a month away from now, which may be extended depending on public health conditions. Students may not visit New Haven businesses, Yale's in New Haven, Connecticut, or eat at local restaurants, even outdoors, except for curbside pickup. And then it went on to say, basically, if you're caught, you're going to get in big trouble. Dining is grab and go until public health conditions improve. Yale is currently set to resume in-person classes again February 7th after 2 weeks of remote instruction. Yale costs over $70,000 a year. Christopher, this is just another example of absolute madness, not following the science, especially for young, healthy college kids.
Exactly. This is just more Omicron hysteria. You know, we have something going on right now here in St. Louis County where our St. Louis County executive has imposed a illegal mask mandate. The St. Louis County Charter says that you have to have 5 out of the 7 council members approve a mask mandate.
Wow.
They only got 4 out of the 7, but it was passed anyway. The St. Louis County executive has lost 3 or 4 cases to our Attorney General, Eric Schmidt, trying to impose these mask mandates. They are not needed. Omicron, as we said earlier, I think is a natural defense to herd immunity. We've seen that the symptoms that people get are very, very mild, and I think that we should encourage more people to try to get Omicron in a sense because the symptoms are mild and it will get us closer to herd immunity.
Well, especially young, healthy people. Nan, I want to bring you in. I'm going to shift the topic just a little bit. We've got about 30 seconds, but Michigan Congresswoman, you served, of course, in Congress. Brenda Lawrence yesterday became the 25th House Democrat to announce retirement. That is a record in the first year of a new presidency. 25, and we're only in January. Do you expect more? And more importantly, what does that say about Joe Biden's coattails?
Well, that's just it. Joe Biden's coattails are, in fact, an albatross around the necks of Democrats running across the country this year. Democrat defections tell you all you need to know. And not defections so much as leaving the electoral political race this year. They know, and it's because of their policies. I mean, Joe Biden is a terrible, terrible president. He is intellectually deficient. He is obviously declining, but their policies are disastrous. And so until they change the way they approach policy, if they continue to subsidize unemployment and misdirect resources on COVID where they don't need to be, they should be emphasizing therapeutics. I can say that as a physician. Democrats are going to continue to have very dim prospects, and you'll continue to see Democrats leaving the race.
Great point, and that number is only going to grow. Panel, we got to leave it there. We'll pick this back up top of the hour. A lot more to get into this morning. Off to a great start, though. Nan Hayworth, Christopher Arps, TW Shannon. See you in just a little bit.